So here we are, back with another tips video in order for you to improve at Rivals. So let me tell you, Rivals to me was a big power curve in learning. It was something that I struggled with the longest time, and I'm at Div 4 right now, but I feel like I've learned a lot, and I know some of you are like, oh, you're only Div 4, what are you going to tell me? Well, let me tell you something. A lot of people don't know these things, and they need to know. So I'm going to pass along to you today the 5 tips that I have learned from playing Rivals over the past couple months, and what I've just learned in general from playing this game. So boys, if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you've got any extra tips, leave them down in the comment section. There's a lot of new players that are on YouTube trying to look for tips on NHL, and I'm sure they'd be great to listen and great to have them. So let's get into it. The first tip I have for you is to make sure that your team is set up correctly. And now, your team and synergies need to be set up correctly. Now, let me tell you, probably just got an eye roll because, well, Wild Jacob, that's not gonna help me in the game. How am I going to... Shut the fuck up. Let me tell you why. So, right here, your center, pick your best center. All my centers have great face-offs. That's why I like them. Matthews has the gold quick draw, so does Ron Francis, and the other two, Roenick and Yzerman, are fucking amazing in my opinion. Maybe you can play them at the wing, they'd be better, but they're the best I have. Now, when it comes to setting them up, you want to play the opposite hand at the opposite position. So you see here that I have a left-handed Wayne Gretzky playing on the right wing. What that allows me to do is a setup for those one-timers. You've seen it in my gameplay where I'll come across, Danny Heatley and Austin Matthews are famous for this, where I'll come across, because I'm better on the left-handed side, and I will snipe it short side all the time. That's because of this. This helps out. I'm playing to their strengths versus their weaknesses. Left-handed, left-handed, left-handed. It works great. On the right wing, we're talking right hand. Right hand, right hand, right hand. And yeah, you can move centers to play on the wing. It's up to you. So know that. Your synergies as well. So as you see here, I have all my synergies activated. All the synergies that I'd want to have active. I don't have speed boost, playmaking, and two-way. But everything else, that's activated. And guys, if you don't know what synergies and why they're important, it's because it gives your players a boost to their attributes. So we're looking here at Sniper Forward. I'm going to get 2+ accuracy, slap shot accuracy, 2+ wrist shot accuracy, 3 hand eye, 1 wrist shot power, and 1 slap shot power for all these players right here. So Eichel, Fillier, Matthews, Reinhart, Cooch, Gretz, Heatley, Ovi, and Francis, all going to get that plus. For these players, they get defensive boost. That's going to give them the stats on the left. I'm not going to read them out. Shooting boost, that's a fantastic one. My guys get shot. That's why a lot of my guys have really high shots. Even Agile Dangler. For Demko and Moog, it doesn't matter, but I was close to it anyway, so that's why we got it. Offensive defenseman, this is going to help them again. Their passing, the two-way, the endurance, the stick check, the defensive, it's all going to help. And this is all going to make your players better. So if you're rocking like a low 90s team, you're able to get those boys elevated. And you're actually able to stand against some of the God squads. So you don't have to worry about and that's why you see like these 85, 87 overall teams, and they're able to keep up with your 90 ass. Because they have synergies activated and their players are fucking juiced to the nines. So make sure you have the synergies you want available. And pick players that have the synergies you want. You can literally go into my collection in the events and look at the players and go, well, that Quinn Hughes doesn't have offensive defenseman, so I don't want to use him. And you don't use him and use another Quinn Hughes card. It's very, very simple. But it's a tip that needs to be set because most people will overlook it. The second tip that I have for you actually just involves some gameplay. It is all about your goals and your wins. So you will get 450 points for winning. To go to overtime and lose, I think it's 200, and I think if you lose, it's like 150. So you definitely want to be winning these games. And having your team set up right is going to help you win games. You're going to get more points. And then if you score 5 goals, you're going to get a total of 950 points. That is almost 1,000 points, boys, per game. And we're talking about Rivals here. Look at this. We go to our ranked rewards here. 1,000 points would put you almost into silver. Wild. And you barely played one game. And then you play. So right now, what am I at? I am at about 7,900. So there's some champs games in there. There's some rivals games. But again, if I play 3 games tonight, I might make diamond. I doubt it. I don't think I'll make diamond. We'll probably be stuck at the, platinum for. But it is what it is. These are good rewards at the end of the day, and you get your hut champs points. And that's gonna lead me into my next one. Play your hut champs, boys. It's gonna take time for you to get the cycle started to where you're gonna be able to play hut champs every week. But once you get that cycle rolling, you can play 20 games that do not count to this right here. I know you boys get hung up on your division because you're like, oh, I want to be Div 1. I want to be the best. And boys, I know we all want to be here. We all want to be the best. But take your time, play your hut champs, because you will play these Div 1, Div 2, Div 3 players. And you may be able to sneak out a win on a Div 3 player. I've done it. I've snuck out a couple wins on some Div 3s, and I've learned a lot. And this really helped me out. Plus, you're going to get 400 points, regardless if you win or lose to go against it. Against your rating. Sorry. Against your rating. So 400 times 20, you're going to get a lot of points there that's going to help you out and build and get you these rewards. And if you're like in a high div and you're worried about losing, just go play hut champs. And you will learn a lot from the game. I've learned a lot just from getting my ass kicked in hut champs. Tip number 3. Now, this is the one that everybody's probably looking for. Basically, knowing how to run your offense. And for me, the biggest thing is not to be one-dimensional. Now, I know a lot of people talk about, and boys in the background, I'm just going to get into free skate to show you something. But is not to be one-dimensional. So we know the cross crease is king. We know that. That is just how it is. You can easily fire a cross crease across the goalie's crease and smack it in, and it's gonna go in. And it is what it is. We're gonna pick Connor Bedard. So, but there's other ways to score, and there's other ways to run your offense. Like, one thing I've noticed is that if I take, instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to do a cross crease, I can snipe left side. It wasn't a good example, but it's all right. But I'll show you, like, right about here, if I break into the zone, I'm aiming. You see the green dot? Right over that goalie's shoulder. Let's see. Let's stop him real quick. Right there is where I'm aiming. Right there. I'm going to try to just snipe. Now, of course, I'm trying to do other stuff, but that's what I do. Is just try to shoot that top, and especially if you're back skating, look at that. He made such a play to get it, and even on the back, whoop. So, that's another one. You don't have to force your cross creases. The second thing is the reversed hit. If you're playing against a player that is very, very hit-oriented, just hit your reverse hit. They've buffed it. It's a great tool. It is a great tool. If you're on a breakaway, forehand, backhand, forehand. We've talked about this. That is a great way to score, as you just saw there. Forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. He got it that time. Now, don't be afraid to pass the puck. Passing is great. If you're playing against a hitter, pass the puck. Dump it around the boards. Do a little dump and chase. Get it to where your opponent isn't expecting what's coming. And do not just play the cross crease, because you will get stopped once a player learns that, and then your offense will be stopped. Hell, throw some flair in there. Hit a Mishi. I mean, hell, what does it matter? I mean, yeah, people are going to get upset because he used total control. But honestly, boys, it's in the game. I use it. It's a lot easier for me. I use hybrid. And just make sure you're passing the puck. Make sure you're cycling it. I try to think of it as like real hockey. Get your tips in. Shoot it from the point. Get your defenseman. Get a good shot. Chase it down. And your offense will be buzzing. Especially if you're playing against a player that only knows how to stop cross creases, boys, you will fly, and you will get how many ever wins you think you can get in champs. For me, I'm up to 7 and 8. And the last tip, boys, let me tell you, the last tip I have for you before we end this video is to learn from your mistakes. And that is hard. That is very fucking hard. Let me tell you, when I'm playing HUT Champs or I'm playing Rivals, and I end up losing about, I don't know, how many have I lost in a row? I've lost like 6 in a row, and I am just raging, and I'm just trying to force a goal, and I'm just trying to force everything, because I'm like, you know what, I'm due for a win, and I end up losing to opponents that I shouldn't lose to. It happened the other night in Champs. I lost to, I think it was an 85 or 86 overall team, and he played really, really well. He outplayed me, and I was pissed because I thought I should have won that. And then the rest of the night, the rest of the 5 games I played were just ass. Absolutely ass, because I was just upset. I was not in the right headspace, and I should have just stopped. So I stopped for the night, got on the next day, and you know, I recorded some of the gameplay because I was like, well, maybe I can use this for something. And I was like, oh, I should have passed it there, or oh, I should have took the shot here, or oh, maybe a toe drag would have helped me, or maybe something would have helped me that instead of just trying to go for trying to do the same thing that wasn't working and just trying to, because that's absolute insanity. It's just trying to do the same thing over and over. So boys, to recap, I have 5 tips that are going to help you get better at Rivals. Know your strategies, know your lineup. That's the first one. Make sure your team's set up correctly. Make sure your defensemen are the right hand. Make sure you're using the goalie you think is the best. Again, your defense is what's ultimately going to matter. So at the end of the day, if your defense is good and you're playing good defense, your goalie is going to be good. Know that you have to win in order to get these points. I know that's a common sense one, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. And score as many goals as you can. Take that empty netter. Take it. Know how to run your offense. Cross crease, Michigan, breakaway, pass the puck, off the boards, all of it. Utilize HUT Champs. Go into HUT Champs. Use as a learning experience. Get your collectibles. Get the packs. And ultimately just have a good headspace. And be there to learn. And be a student of the game. And last but not least, and I think this is one of the more important ones, is to learn from your mistakes. So alright boys, that's going to do it for this video. I was laughing Solder Bloom there. That's going to do it. I hope you boys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. I know a lot of you are going to go, well, you actually didn't show me how to do this glitch goal that if you get in the corner, you can just snipe it. Well, yeah, that's kind of at the higher levels. If you want to learn how to do it, there's plenty of players that are going to show you it on YouTube, but I kind of like to keep this game traditional to hockey. But don't be afraid to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you all. Y'all have a great day. I will see y'all in the next one, and it should be a banger of a next video. All right, I'm out. Bye.